Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Weber State Smash podcast. We're still working on a name. I think
we need to workshop.
We need to get something. I just have in my notes app Weber Smashculation, but you know, like speculation is like good and all, but it's pretty innuendous as another word can be derived from that. So I think we'll just keep on workshopping the name. But regardless of that, nice to meet you. I'm Arpeggio, your host. We got our fellow commentators out here today. Introduce yourselves, gents. Let's start and just work our way around.
Okay, I'm Cyrus.
I'm Edge.
I'm Kakarot.
And we got a doozy. I feel like starting off first of the year is like best case scenario because we have an entire year to talk about.
True.
And next month we're gonna have no content. So we gotta milk out
Yeah.
we gotta milk out everything while we can right now.
Yeah.
So when it comes to 2023, I hope you guys had notes because I decked out my little bare bones that I sent you with all of my thoughts ready to go.
Oh, trust me, I wrote down nothing. I'm so ready.
I wrote down
So
nothing,
proud.
but I thought about some things.
Okay, hear me out. 2023 awards given to the players that, like, I feel like bare minimum, me, Cyrus, Kakarot are like some of the most consistent to be here. I feel like if there's anybody to know stuff about the other players
That's
around,
fair.
we have a pretty good
I
judgment.
think-
And
I'm
Edge, you're just
excluded.
here. You're just here. So I'd love to know for 2023's darkest horse, who are the people in contention?
Like the Katy Perry song?
Like the Katy Perry
Okay.
song, yeah. The person that's like always winning, but you never have in the forefront of your mind for like, these guys take a tournament. Because I have one standout. I'm able to name off a few, but tell me what you think of 1K3's Darkest Horse.
That's what I was gonna say
Yeah,
too.
that
I-
works
yeah,
so
that's
well.
definitely-
That's exactly what I was gonna say, and I was gonna say the biggest thing, if we're talking about the entire year, is he usually was right outside of top 8 every single week with K
That's
Rule,
not plugged
and then
in.
he switched to
Do you
Snake,
want me to
and he
plug it in?
immediately started making top 8s every single week
Yeah.
for like 5 months, and he's gotten like top 3 like so many times. The other person I would say is lately, Emily's been playing way better, but I'd say that's more like this month than the last month.
Yeah.
But for the entire year, I would say it's definitely
He's on the
1K3.
rise for 2020. Yeah, I was thinking the same. I feel like it's really weird to put Beta's name out for that because I feel like as a player, he's a dark horse,
Yeah.
but as a Weber State personality, everybody pays too much attention to him to ever let him be a dark horse.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's kind of fun. Okay, we're going Darkest Horse to 1K3. Who do you think is the character crisis champion of 2023?
Ooh.
Oh.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna join in. It's definitely I'm Tendo.
It's
Okay, so
It's mostly
if we're talking,
Tendo.
I was about to say, yeah, it's definitely Tendo lately.
we are filming a podcast, but please, I want as many segments that aren't people walking up. Are
Yeah.
you guys recording a podcast as possible? So like I'm thinking like billboard sign as people walk up and be like, don't say words, go
Generic
in room,
signage.
play game.
We need to,
Can I
yeah.
say some words?
Yeah. Give us your two pieces, Boat.
I think Hudson's gonna come on top today. I just
He's
know
so right.
he's gonna come through and
Okay.
take a win.
For character crisis champion.
I don't want to say myself because I finally been doing good and staying on my character for the past like 3 months, and now I'm starting to question it again.
Well, you see, here's the thing when it comes to the people that play a lot of characters, because
Yeah.
playing a lot of characters doesn't mean character crisis.
Exactly.
Because you always go back to ZSS.
Yeah.
It's never, I'm not confident in my ZSS.
Yeah.
It's just, who do I want to play? And you're indecisive.
And I agree, it's definitely Tendo.
You think it's Tendo?
He got tired of losing to
Do you want to hear mine? Pug King.
That's fair.
I think Pug
King's
King.
fair.
Yeah,
Pug King's been sweeping with too many over the past year. I've seen on stream Rosalina, Olimar. His Ensign was pretty big for a while. Most recently, it's been Falco. And
Yeah.
I asked him because I was like, "There's too many characters that you play. Do you like not have a main, or like are you deciding and stuff?" And he's like, There's nobody that feels good for me. I play who I'm practicing at the current moment in hopes that I find someone."
Yeah, I would say the other one would maybe be like Kolyomin. I've seen, like, I play with him online a lot, and
Yeah.
he's been playing like 5 different characters, and he has no idea who to play.
I mean, when it comes to tourney, he's got his like 3, right? He's got the
Yeah.
Pithra, the Steve, the K Rule.
He also has a Pokemon trainer he's played a lot.
Please, for the love of God, do not eat chips in the general vicinity. I'm putting this on Spotify if you want to listen to it, buddy.
See, we're lucky because if we did this last year, it'd be so easy to know who this was, and it would have been Beta because last
yeah.
year was when
Uh-huh.
he was dropping Mario and picking up DDD.
See,
Yeah.
Speaking of dropping characters like a character crisis thing, do we bring Frosty into this conversation? Because like he plays Kazuya mostly, but then he had that arc for like months on end where he's like, I don't want all my wins to be Kaz or playing Falco randomly and other
Yeah,
characters.
I
He had a-
he played all of the characters that I hate, and so and then like
He played a
every
lot of
time we played him-
Sephiroth. He played Sephiroth for a
I know, I
solid
was
like
happy
month.
with that. And
Yeah.
then he would have his random one where he spun a wheel and he got 0 suit, and I was very happy.
Yeah.
And so
I think a good runner-up would definitely
Yeah.
be Frosty, because like he falls back on the Kazuya and like talking about like, oh, you play a lot of characters, Cyrus, but
Yeah.
you always fall back to the ZSS when it's needed, and Frosty just has those moments where he's like, I'm done losing. He got put into redemption bracket. The one time I placed super well, I got second in redemption's bracket, losing only to Frosty.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm so put up with all these people, and I don't love anybody here. I'm playing Kazuya.
Oh, he goes through his villain art
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah.
Okay, who do we think for 2023 awards has the hypest sets?
Oh my gosh. So as someone who sees a lot of sets, on commentary, sees a lot of top 8s, okay. Beta is always so much fun. I don't know if it's just because he plays, the King Dedede, but the playstyle with the Dedede too, it's so much fun. Because all of a sudden, you hear him laughing on the mic himself, because he's going for the wildest stuff, and sometimes that wild, silly, goofy moves makes for that hype.
That's true. There's also the thing, so like, I'm gonna pull like a Kakarot here and talk about my main because I can. people think Sephiroth's so cool, but it's literally just because he's Sephiroth. Skin that kit as anybody else, and they're the
Yeah.
most boring character alive.
Yeah.
How much of it is Beta's playing? How much of it is literally the fact that it's Beta? Because he Gordo, and it's
Gordo.
not interesting, but he's Beta.
I think
Yeah.
I think he does go for cool stuff. My personal thing is not including myself. I would say it's definitely Yep Smirky sets. Those are always
those
bangers.
Are so
Yeah.
They're
fun.
always
Those
so
are fun.
close and they're always so good. And I like watching.
I
Prince
do
HD.
think that consistently, it doesn't matter who they're playing against. I do think Yep has the hypest sets.
Yep is.
I think that Yep is like pretty far ahead in that.
I
So-
always think Yep sets are close because they're always like really close later in the tournament too. Whether it's Smirky, Tendo, Valiant.
Yeah, it's really hard on commentary to pick up on a lot of the subtle things that players are good at. Like, especially take Smirky, for example, playing a character like Palu. The best things for Palu are not things that are super flashy,
Yeah.
but everything that, like, Yep is amazing at is flashy as hell. Like, and it just shows.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's too close there. I'm going to get it immediately out of the way. We're going to have two people a little more biased in the conversation. Best commentator.
It's Hudson.
It's awesome.
I was gonna say it's funny because whenever Tendo gets on commentary,
I
he
really
gets
like
on and
Tendo's
then he gets
commentary.
off. Beta, I always love when Beta hops on
Oh,
comms.
Beta.
Beta and Hudson, yeah.
So say I commentated with Beta once, and it wasn't even here. It was at the Coliseum when that happened. Some of the most fun I've ever had
Really?
commentating.
I don't know.
with
I
Beta.
love most people's comms here. I don't think there's a person's comms that I like dislike. Whenever you two are on comms, it's always really fun and good too. And
Did I
then
tell you
yours.
when, sorry for jumping in.
No.
When at the Extra Life event,
Mm-hmm.
when you two were on commentary, Tyler came up to me and he asked like, "Where did you get these guys?"
Really?
He asked me if I hired you.
Dude.
You guys are so fun on comms.
Yeah, you two are very
See,
fun.
can our best commentary be a tie between?
Okay,
us? Can
yeah.
it be Arpeggio?
Literally in my notes tab, I have Edge. Like my favorite commentator. That isn't me because I'm a little egotistic, narcissistic, whatever, and I like going to the highlights and finding where I commentate.
I do the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but my favorite person to listen to that isn't like I think most consistent when it comes to simultaneously prioritizing fun of the game as well as analysis. I do think it's Edge.
Yippee!
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. I'm gonna move on because I don't want to talk about commentary.
Oh, I could talk about commentary for 7 hours straight.
I know you can. You've talked to me about how you
Yeah.
can do that. I think we had
our rides home are always just so commentary.
we had a 30-minute conversation about how you could have a conversation about commentary for 7 hours.
did.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. I don't want to. Okay, who is the clutch king or queen?
It's not me. That's all I'm saying.
It's not- I'm saying the same
You are the
thing.
choke king.
I am the choke one. I would probably say it's Smirky. That would be
Smirky?
Smirky is really good at clutch scenarios. Every single time I play him, he just clutches it out and it hurts every single time. I would say Yep, but Yep can kind of risk it all for the last things, but Smirky just doesn't care. He'll just do the right option every time, and it's so annoying.
Yeah, no, I can definitely.
Smirky wasn't in my mind.
Like you can't stop. Like he's
See,
going
see,
to back air, and I'm like he's gonna overextend. He never does.
Like we've all seen the
I lose.
And then the one time he's right with an up smash.
Yeah. The person I put down is Beta. I didn't have Smirky in my mind for this one because I have Smirky on a few other of these ones, if I'm to be 100% honest. Because like it's said so many times on commentary, you don't have a percent lead on DDD until his stock is gone, and the entire reason we say that is because Beta doesn't die. Beta lives.
That is
He
true.
does.
I've
He does
seen
live.
Beta get up to wild percent.
There was one set I had with Beta where I lost, and I lost because he two-framed me with a dash attack twice and jet hammer twice. And the average stock death was 40% basically. It was crazy.
Yeah.
He's so good
Yeah.
at hitting stuff.
Like, Beta's who I put down, the more you say Smirky, the more I'm like with you on that train. It's definitely, I think, between the two.
I agree.
I want to give it to Smirky, considering Beta has a little bit of like a gimme when it comes to that, playing a heavy character.
Yeah.
You're more built and like hardwired for comebacks. So I think doing it with a lighter character like Palu's even more impressive too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely Smirky.
I put this in here just because I want to give a shout out to my best boy, Cyrus. Who do you think has the most cursed brackets of 2023?
I've been waiting for the chance to mention the Prince HD brackets because for like the past 4 months, he's either had to play Ike or Beta or both. I think I looked it up earlier today to like make sure I got the stat sheet correct. I think he's had to play those two every single week without fail. And it's gone 50-50 like every single time. He always plays.
Yeah, in the notes for the topic conversation, I wanted 10 awards, and this one came through. I got the answer before I got the award down. I'm like, Prince has the most
He has the worst bracket luck.
worst bracket luck for sure, and he's still even then like top 8ing like. What? He top 3'd recently against, it was only you and I want to say Tendo?
Yeah. And then the week before that was me and Dylan.
Yeah.
So he's got third the last 2
he's
weeks.
been placing really, really good, but guess why he's been placing good those like 2 weeks? It's because like 1K3 wasn't present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like his also, I would say like, there's a lot of players who have really big kryptonites, and his is definitely Smirky. He will refuse to shut up that he can. It's him and Smirky, and then Yep too. He usually doesn't beat Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. Who do you think is the tournament steamroller? We had to add one that was just about overall general dominance. I like including all of these niche topics to give some shout outs to players, but I think putting anyone other than Smirky for the steamroller of
I
brackets.
was gonna say pre-crisis Tendo.
Yeah.
Like what Tendo on Fox, that was my bracket demon, was Tendo. I lost to Tendo for like 5-7 tourneys in a row every single week that it was him.
Yeah?
And,
Okay, hear me out though. For a solid bare minimum 3 to 4 months, every single week. This was like when we finally started getting commentators that weren't Hudson because people were taking interest. So this was like right when I'm like, hey, I can do that. And every single week, it's Smirky and Grands. Kofu was also mostly up there, but
It's
some
always
weeks,
Smirky.
like on Kofu's off weeks, it was Yep. It didn't matter. Smirky was always Grands, and he was winning like 90% of them.
And I think that's why we've got a lot more like diversity in the top 8s lately, is because a lot of people like Kofu, Smirky, Yep hasn't been a ton for the past while. Valiant's always super inconsistent about when he comes. Frosty, Chungu, like those like 6 people, they're like almost whenever they're always there, like a lock for 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah.
Like at worst.
They're all top 4.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
every single week they
makes
go
sense.
practically. Yeah. For sure. Okay. This one's the funnest one that I had conceptualizing. Who do you think is the cutest couple for Weber State 2023? I have an answer, but I have a lot of honorable mentions that I want to get to put some ideas into your guys' head. Let's start off with Cyrus and Frosty's single Joy-Con Kazuya's.
Okay, that's a good one.
Pretty cute couple if you ask me. Smirky and his orange. The highlights go crazy.
Yeah.
That's just because the song's in my head. Skurdoink and Legume. Not character-wise anything. Just those two are always like buddy-buddy. We wouldn't have Arpeggio's dead dad if it weren't for that. And I'm still lost to this day on why that's a bit now.
I don't know.
It's such a good bit, though.
Yeah.
Is it? I'm not convinced.
I think we have to make it a good bit at this point.
I'm scared to let anyone other than me commentate for the fear that I can't shut down people saying my dad's dead. I messaged Beta and I'm like, You know what I think would be funny for highlights? I'm just gonna take a few selfies with my dad, and every single time they say
Yep.
Arpeggio's dead dad, just throw up a selfie of me and him, and then just like boom, X's.
Just put it in
Boom,
black and white.
desaturated. Yeah. That would have been fun. And then I have my final answer here, but is there any other cutest couples?
Kofu and his chalky milk.
I was actually gonna say
That's my favorite moment on stream for like the past year.
Really?
Just because the fact that the context was, Hudson, I need a story about chocolate milk. And he's like, I can't. And Dylan's just like, go get Arpeggio.
Yeah, I'm playing friendlies with Prince. Hudson walks up and he's like, hey, get on mic. We need a story about Kofu and chocolate milk. And I'm like, what?
No, but the best part is how you start. You don't even say. So Hudson came up to me and said for like a story, but I don't have a story. I have a legend.
You know, it's in tablets long past, etched into the clay. And
It's so good.
that's pretty nice. Edge, Kakarot, anything to add to the cutest couple conversation before I reveal mine?
See, I could give a couple right off the top of my head. The first one, it's kind of a joke between me and a personal friend. He commentated here once, but it's got to be Ajizu and Two-Eyed Mike Wazowski. This is one of my favorite commentary moments of all time. After he said, I don't know if I'll do too good on camera, he's like Mike Wazowski with 2 eyes.
I love Ajizu so much. We don't have enough
really
Tink
love
representation,
Ajizu.
and
Yeah.
I want the dominant Tink, and Ajizu like has the juice.
Yeah,
He
no,
just
I-
needs to come more often.
Yeah, no, he really does. And then my other one is actually Kakarot and Ike.
I don't know why I don't have that down in
Why
my
was
own
that not my
nominations.
first thought?
Hey, listen, I was thinking different, but that makes a lot of sense.
Like, is there anyone here who's like more representing their character?
No, I don't.
Like, I don't think anyone stands on business more for their
Beta
character.
and DDD, but that's really the only other person.
That's
that comes to
fair.
mind.
That's
But
the
then
only
Beta
call.
also like flirts with Mario every once in a while too.
That's
Like,
true, but I mean,
Kakarot's-
Kakarot flirts with Cloud.
He does.
Every now and again.
sometimes, yeah, I do that.
He does do that. Kakarot, what do you think for cutest couple?
I mean, Cyrus already took what I was gonna say,
Yeah?
but
It's so good.
I gotta say, you and Sephiroth.
Do you think me and Sephiroth is the cutest couple?
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay.
I could see some pretty cute.
I'm
prom
interested to
photos
hear your
posted.
logic, considering the most recent Sephiroth moment I've had. I literally went to the lab with you, Cyrus. The Octaslash offstage killed.
I had no faith, and then I had faith after I learned.
I was correct. I was robbed of my first ever set against Popper. Like,
Yeah.
You were, yeah. That if it had stage spiked, Popper was dead.
it's
Well,
a
it-
love-hate relationship.
If it hit.
No,
he
it
would've
sent to
died.
the blast zone.
He would've
It
died.
carried him to the blast zone.
Oh, okay.
It
Yeah.
popped out of the middle of it because he got hit in a weird spot, so he dragged it and still had momentum.
Yeah.
Which I
Okay.
thought's a good character.
My cutest couple is Smirky's Palu and Kofu's Game & Watch in Grand Finals.
That's a good one.
I'm not how many like this in the heat of the commentary renaissance. It was mostly just you and me, Edge. How many weeks back to back has it been Palu Game & Watch?
I know, like I've never played the Palu Game & Watch matchup because I don't play those characters, but I feel like I know it like the back of my hand just watching it so
We
often.
had to find new things to talk about so consistently
Oh, yeah.
every single time. And it's like, okay, this week we were talking about the effective like moves against each other. This week we were like the one that stood out in my mind is when we talked so much about stage picking for no reason whatsoever.
yeah.
How much do both of these characters like the platforms here, and why is Smirker picking this? Because there's nothing we can say in the Palu Game & Watch, specifically piloted by those two players, that hasn't already been said.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We've gone through the entire dictionary like 3 times just talking about
Yeah.
those guys.
Like, they might not be the cutest couple, but they have the most PDA of all
Yeah.
of these.
They've gone on the most days.
They're the most popular
for
couple.
sure. Okay, who do you think is the most improved? Most improved. I want to start Kakarot this time around. Who do you think is the most improved player 2023 Weber State Smash?
The last time I played against you, you actually gave me a really good run for my money. And if you hadn't SD'd a couple times in game 2, I think you might have reversed me for top 8.
I love that you're able to say that, but the fact that it hinges on if he's, good enough to not SD, literally like the base fundamental.
Well, SDs are like he's saying if you were playing how you were before and something unfortunate didn't happen, then yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if Yep's able to be as dominant of a player as he is, and we're literally able to coin SDing as a Yep moment, then it can't be too much of a, eliminator for contention.
That's fair.
So I guess that makes sense. And I take the compliment. Oh my god, thank you, Kakarot, so much. You're so sweet. How about you, Edge?
Ooh, this is a tough one. So I could definitely say you, Arpeggio. I could definitely see you being one of the most improved players. Playing against you, even though Min Min absolutely destroys Sephiroth in every single quarter.
Yeah.
-5 matchup, but I think seriously, but it's watching you play other people with your Sephiroth, there's a lot of improvement there, and seeing your Fox and stuff, there's improvement there as well.
I'm happy the Fox stuck. I've been
Fox-
looking for a secondary that stays, and I tried to force Palu, I tried to force Wolf, and there were all these things that they complement each other so well. And Fox literally just came on a spur of a whim, and I realized 2 months in, I'm like, wow, I've played a lot of Fox.
Yeah.
That's when I realized, I'm like, man, is that the secondary character? So the fact that I can't even go the main against you, I go because I think one of our closest sets that we had was my week 3 Fox or something like that against the Min Min, just because we were playing friendlies, and Sephiroth Min Min is abysmal.
Oh,
it's so bad.
Same with Ike Min Min. It's horrible.
Yeah, no,
I can
there's-
imagine.
Let's go. I play the 3 worst Min matchups in the
Yeah.
game. Let's go.
Yeah, that's okay. Is anybody else that you can think of? Because I think I already know who Cyrus is gonna say.
I have 2.
You have 2? Okay, good.
Yeah, no, let's go to Cyrus.
I wanted to put things. I didn't want to big ego and say myself or anything. So I have a legitimate answer to this. But I feel like it'd be a crime to not put Most Improved as one of the awards. And I knew the second I'm like, I have to do this. And bare minimum 2 people are gonna say me. And I've already reached that.
That's fair.
So Cyrus.
I would say the freebie one is Ike, or 1K3, because he dropped K roll and picked a better. He went from bottom tier to top tier, and even I think his snake is really sick to play against. I love playing against his snake.
Yeah.
Snake's so cool.
And that's what I'm saying. And so I would say that going from 9th to 7th consistently to now 3rd, 4th every single week, and that jump is actually massive, because that goes from losing to the betas to then beating the betas to beating the Kofu.
There's so many people in between. Think of your Green Wings, Squibs, Legumes,
Yeah.
and all them.
Yeah,
Kind of thrown in the middle there.
I would say he's gotten a lot better, but it's also partially due to a character swap. I would say, again, going with is also Popper. I would say Popper's gotten way, way better over the past 6-7 months.
Popper's a really good answer. Mine is Percussion Cabinet.
Yeah,
I think Percussion
that's-
Cabinet. Okay.
Yeah.
So I played against him, and this was a long time since the first time I played and the second time I played against him. I didn't even realize that I was fighting the same person. I thought that Percussion Cabinet was a completely different person, because I remember Percussion Cabinet vividly in my head playing that day, because we just had a lot of fun. I kind of swept the floor with him, to be 100% honest. And then, as we're playing, I have this image of Percussion Cabinet in my head. I look to the person next to me and it's not, but then I go to record my set and it's 2-0 or all this stuff. And this second time that we played where I didn't recognize him from the first time. I couldn't go Sephiroth against him because he knew how to smother me as Mario.
Yeah.
So I had to go the Fox, and the Fox, he didn't know how to be answer to being smothered.
Yeah.
But it was so stark, because from having fun with a bad Sephiroth matchup, just because I'm allowed to, the player's not as good, I have to switch off because I will lose the set if I play a second Sephiroth game, because it was very dominant. I think Percussion Cabinet's way up there for me.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Yeah. Okay. For the 10th and final 2023 award, I just have the People's Champion. This is on a pretty up to interpretation award to give.
I have too many answers.
Too many answers.
I could name
'Cause-
everyone.
I mean, talking about Beta's gameplay versus his personality, right? Everybody follows Beta just because he's Beta. Beta's a very
That's
big
my guy.
anime protagonist of Weber
Oh,
State.
yeah.
Is a really good way to put it.
But is it not Parker?
Dude, that's who I put down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Parker's
made-
the Weber State Santa Claus.
Dude, on the 5th day of Christmas, when he came back, he made 4 other people play
Yeah.
Puff Falco.
And Plant.
when that
Yeah.
was in the highlights and I was watching over it, I forgot that happened. And so I kept going. And I was like, wait. And then every single time it hit me even harder.
Yeah.
That was so good.
But what's even funnier, it was all against Snow. Literally
All against one person.
All against one person. Back-to-back brackets,
they all
of which
proceeded
on
to
stream.
lose.
Except
In
for
their-
Dylan, because he switched.
He lost
technology.
mentally. We
Yeah.
couldn't, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
weak. He's
He-
weak.
He did not embrace the Parker.
Nah. But yeah, no, he got Beta, he got Prince,
He got Parker, Beta, Prince, and then he had to play.
and then Valiant-ish. Valiant like halfway
Kinda.
there. Grr, we hate Valiant in this house.
Beat Valiant's Falco, and then Valiant swapped to.
Okay.
Palutena.
That's going to be our 2023 awards. As a recap, Darkest Horse goes to 1K3. Character Crisis Champion. I still have Pug King. That's what's in front of my
Yeah.
face. Who else do we say there? That was like
Tendo.
I'm Tendo.
Yeah.
I'm Tendo because he had that whole Joker phase. Yeah. Hypus Sets. Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Best commentator. This is still like the most up for the air.
Four-way tie.
Everything else is gameplay oriented and very like scientifics based. Oh, look at this stat, this stat. It's down to preference for best
Yeah.
commentator. We'll leave that. The clutch king / queen, we have Smirky,
Yeah.
with the runner-up being Beta. For the most cursed brackets, Prince HD. For tournament steamroller, we have Smirky. For cutest couple, Smirky Palu and Kofu Game & Watch and Grands. Adorable. Most improved goes to, by I think popular vote,
Yeah.
goes to Arpeggio. And People's Champion, Parkour. Amazing. But we still have some 2023 to reminisce over. We've talked about the players, and now for the moments of 2023, I have 4 little segments here that I have a lot of like notes for. But in game, over commentary, in highlights, and interactions at venue, because like I wasn't here for before 2023.
Yeah.
A lot of us weren't. It's been a renaissance. I've been told it used to be like 15 people in the lab, and now we're getting consistently like 35 to 40 people up here in the
Yeah,
fourth
it's crazy.
floor.
I think the first tournament I ever had was like December 14th or something. So it was like almost exactly a year for me, basically.
Yeah, like it's been a huge moment for the Weber State Smash in general. So when it comes to in-game moments, we've already talked about one, but one that I have put down is Snow's Me Gunner fighting 4 Puff Falcos.
That one was really good.
Yeah.
And once again, Beta just absolutely knocking editing out of the park for all the crossed off names in memoriam. Everybody trying to avenge Parker is just beautiful.
You know Beta had to avenge his boy Parker.
That's what I'm saying. And you know Prince HD had to avenge his boy Beta and Parker.
And you know
Dylan had to avenge his boys Beta, Prince, and Parker.
Before giving up
So, yeah.
like a
Before
coward.
you lost mentally.
if I have to think of like one moment and like if I had to say like the most iconic quote unquote moment of this year, it has to be that Zero Suit up in the Game & Watch 9. It has to be that.
Yeah.
It has to be that Yep Smirky
It's
set.
so
That has
good.
to be the
was-
most popular moment. Like
I
Yeah.
can see Yep in the
Oh,
background
man.
just reminiscing it. He does not like it.
Shaking
the worst
his
part was
head.
and I know it's that because I was playing friendlies and I just heard like screams of terror from like the entire room. And then I'm like, let me guess, Zero Suit didn't work and he got 9. And I turn around and on the stream I just see that proceed to happen. I go, yeah, that's about right.
And Yep's so dominant. He has like 100% on Kofu.
Yeah.
And then he gets 9 and the game's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep
See, like-
was at 40% when he died.
Yeah.
Less, I think, like after the hit.
No,
was at
you
12
were
at the
15.
start.
It was 15.
Yeah.
15, 20,
See,
something
that's
like that.
I'm gonna go on air and say it. Zero Suit doesn't suck, but she just doesn't work sometimes, and that's why she sucks because she just
Yeah.
is so inconsistent.
There's always the ZSS maintenance. You have to make sure the joints are oiled or else forward air 2 doesn't hit.
Yeah.
Same with Cheek.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. I'm going to move on to the next in-game moment for me. Halloween modded stream.
Oh, just the entirety of
That
The
was
entirety.
That was the favorite tournament I've been to,
It-
and for multiple
Oh
reasons.
my gosh. Commentating that, playing that, and seeing the Five Nights at Freddy's movie afterwards was the best
So
experience of my
good.
That
life.
day was amazing.
It was.
It was, yeah.
Top 8ing too was like we all top
yeah.
8ed. We all top 8'd.
Not me.
Yeah.
I played Edge
That's a really good, like, one of my favorite inside jokes that just kind of happened is like, guys, we're all top 8ing today. And anybody that's like, yeah, we're all doing it, we just let them in. But that day, you, like, Cyrus, Edge, and me all top 8. It was my second ever. It's okay, Kakarot. You're still you're my people's champ.
I actually
Podcast.
was questionable to go to that tournament because I'd actually seen the Five Nights at Freddy's movie before that. And I was like basically 40 minutes late to the tournament, and I'd been DQ'd into losers.
Well, the thing is, you might have seen it once before that tournament, but I saw it 4 times before that tournament.
It was Edge's 5th night at Freddy's.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
All I'm saying is I stressed out so much like the 2 nights before that, trying to put as many FNAF mods and like Halloween themed skins on that Switch as I could possible.
Yeah. It's so good. Edge, some favorite in-game moments
In-game moments. See,
of 2023.
I focus a lot on the commentary because, you know, that's my thing. I love
I'm with you on
commentary,
that
but,
bias.
like in-game is, man, there's so many good. First of all, Smirky's orange.
Smirky's.
Even without Beta's amazing editing in that song, Smirky's orange is
Yeah.
still really funny.
Because he just picked it up and stood there.
Yeah.
And then threw it, retrieved it, stood there. And he just... It was a power move for sure, and Beta did take it to 11.
I think Smirky's orange has got to be up there for me.
Yeah? Okay. What about you, Kakarot? Best in-game moments of 2023?
Oh my gosh, that's really tough because I'm kind of biased for myself because I think I have some really good in-game moments, but
Yeah.
there are also plenty of other people that do. I will say, if Pills had done Nair instead of Downer on me the last week of Ultimate that we did for the year, I would have died and he would have won 2-0.
Yeah.
I have another in-game moment before we move on. This just popped into my head. Smirky on Mario Maker.
Smirky. Smirky on Mario Maker was crazy. He got like... He zeroed to death like twice, got hit twice, and then just closed out the game in like a minute's fashion. That was...
It's got to be one of my favorite just sets ever.
Yeah, I think all the random deados or something like that on stream are
Okay.
always lit.
My final in-game are Edge and Frosty sets.
Speaking
Because
of,
the
yeah.
casual sets are so good.
Yeah.
Like this was where Mario Maker came into the Weber State meta,
Yeah.
was through these two playing with final smashes, items, and all that.
Yep.
And I still remember you guys looking over to me after Frosty wins 2-0, and they're like, so 1-1, right? And
So
like,
it's best of
I'm
5.
legally required, or else I get shot in the kneecaps to say no, but I think I was quiet enough to let a few extra games go on when we had Edge and Frosty on the stream, and I could not have been happier with the outcomes because it came in like, some standouts are Banjo against, I can't even remember who won, Tortimer Island was a great one. You immediately died. I say that and you immediately double over your gut. The Ganon Zelda was a huge one in my
You
mind.
could
That was
just
great.
hear me in the background.
Oh, I've said multiple times over commentary, I'm like, you know it's a good moment when you hear Kakarot's atomic laugh in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that those are also like some of the peak in-game moments. And are there any others before moving over to the over commentary?
Not right now.
I can't think of any off the top of my head right now.
Over commentary, Edge, we got bias here.
Yeah. See, my favorite commentary clip doesn't even include me. It's baby back ribs.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that was good.
I've been saving this.
It got its own video. I didn't know why it was such a thing, but Beta's breaking down the lore, the rising and falling action. Your English teachers are not ready for the climax of
So
baby back
good.
ribs.
So that
Oh,
one's-
man.
And then to bring it back, another one is Audge's is of course Two-Eyed Mike's. That whole block of me and him going Two-Eyed Mike Wazowski. And I'm like, you know, if Pac-Man's blonde, does that make him a furry? That entire set is one of my favorite ones to go back and listen to the commentary on.
We need more Ajizu. Bully him
We
into
do.
being here, please.
I'll start taking him every single Tuesday.
Okay, I might be slightly biased because I was in the vicinity as my name was repeatedly being said, but Beta is currently working on December highlights and he's trying to process it right now.
Yeah.
Arpeggio's dead dad. What's with my dead dad? I don't.
As the one who was playing during that,
I was. Oh man, that's the popper set too.
Yeah,
I don't know if Focus would have added to the outcome or whatever. That offstage Octaslash would have killed if it connected.
You can blame your loss on your dead dad now.
I can blame my loss on one of the contention for cutest couples, Gerdoink and Legume, on the mic. That couldn't shut up. Oh man. Kakarot, do you have any standout moments over commentary?
Probably the fact when I say as an Ike player that matchup against Steve is, I say even, as Chungu F smashes, who was he playing that day? It was October, it was like the first October tournament.
Probably either
Yeah.
Cole Yeoman or Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Prince.
You see, I'm going to be 100% honest. I thought you were going to leave it off at when I talk about Ike. Because nothing
Ike
about
mentioned.
Ike is going on the screen. And you say, in this matchup with Ike, and you just drop the biggest truth bombs ever. No one knows more than someone walking away from a conversation with you about Ike. And it's amazing. I wouldn't have it any other way.
I literally, like, at Coliseum, I played a Pokemon trainer player. I think it was Toast. And he walks up to me and he says, who do I play against Ike? And I'm like, Squirtle or Ivysaur? Those characters absolutely crap on Ike. Charizard is not that great against Ike because we just stuff out Charizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a reason Kakarot and Ike are my cutest couple.
Very true.
But the fact is, like, either is good but bad.
I just had a premonition. Can I change my vote for the cutest couple? Just so we know that it's Prince and Pyro Neutral B.
Yeah.
That
God.
occurred to me.
Prince and Pi. Oh, that's good.
That's so good.
They has to.
Every single Pithra player, there's 4 of them. Every single one of them
take
stole
notes
it.
now.
Yeah. They pause the game, go to their Google document, and the first bullet point is always the Prince HD special.
Yeah, it's so good now. It happens
Okay.
all the time.
That is pretty good. I'm with you there. In highlights moments, we're all avid highlights enjoyers.
Yeah.
So, baby back ribs again.
Yeah.
Again, it got its own highlight.
The fact that there wasn't even any edits over it, it's just including the baby back ribs clip, is
Yeah.
enough to make that month of highlights one of the best ones apparently, and then it gets its own clip. I'm still baffled, but I'll take it.
The intro Beta had for one, I don't remember which way. That intro.
Was it Beta on trial? Was it the
that
trial?
you know what I'm talking about? That one intro was so good.
That or the MCU style post credits scene.
Yes!
Just the
Oh,
Beta jump scares at the start or end are amazing.
If I'm not mistaken, 1K3 made his profile picture on Discord for the longest while. The Beta with the bald cap on. It's gold. It's literal gold. What's that? I can't remember what month it was, but it's our most successful highlights to date. And the thing I remember most is blue raspberry Joy-Cons.
I think that was September.
I want to say that's September.
That
I
was
think you're right about
September.
that. Yeah.
That was September.
September highlights popped off. It got in Yeet Smash videos, and I had people pinging the both of us saying that for our clip specifically, they loved the commentators.
Yeah.
On Smirky's dominance, and he does 2-0 to deaths over Diamondara, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh geez, are you just hacking the system now? What's this?
And multiple commentators man, I love these commentators.
It was also in a Mars video, right? Too.
I
I know.
don't think it was in a Mars
quite.
video. Someone else was in a Mars video, but that
know
moment
Beta
wasn't.
had one in.
Beta and I got in the Mars video
Yeah.
because the cape just did not reflect because it was
I
the
commented.
Xbox
That was
part of
me.
it.
That was another set for me and Ajizu's amazing commentary vlog.
I think I was absent that week. I'm really
Yeah,
sad.
no.
Yeah.
Are you saying the Pac-Man bell and the?
Yeah, the
cape.
Pac-Man
The
bell and the
cape.
reflect. Yeah.
And then, I finally know why it worked. Thanks, Mars.
Thanks, Mars.
Shout out for someone who has a lot more subscribers.
He's a real dog. That's my content creator.
Yeah, we gotta shout out a small content creator.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick.
All about that community engagement and growing together. So glad that we could help Mars here on this first episode of the monthly
This
podcast.
channel will be in the description below.
Yeah.
Favorite venue interactions over 2023. Like, anybody that watches from home has in-game and over commentary and the highlights. But when it comes to people that come to the Weber State Weekly, like, there's so many, like, gold. There's so much gold there. One of my immediate standouts that happened, like, recently is talking about music with Boat and Hudson. I'm pretty sure Dylan was there. And that one band that's just the straight white noise comes up. It's like the mess rock or whatever. And we're all dying over it. I get to introduce people to Bathroom Break by Young Walnut. Amazing song, by the way. In case you guys haven't seen the highlights, Beta thinks so too.
Yeah.
I did watch the highlights on that one, yeah.
Yeah. Beta loves Bathroom Break.
I think one of the funniest things was there was one week, I don't remember which week it was, but just for some reason, right at the day of the tournament, it was like, I'm going all chic today. And somehow, without coordinating it, we had like 5 people. Like, it was me, Popper, Yep, and Valiant. I think we all went chic because we were all like, we're just gonna go chic today for no reason. And then as we got to the thing, we all realized that everyone else was also going chic without knowing they were. And so we had like 4 chics, 1 through 9.
The classic scenario of like who's changing outfits. One of you has to change, and it's not me. I put too much work into this.
Yeah.
Going all chic
you're
just because.
Spider-Man.
no you, and it's all the arrows pointing. Do you got any standout moments, Edge?
So one of my favorites was when B bought all of those Kazuya amiibo and
You're so right. You're so right.
And then, I still would be Frosty and the Kazuya amiibo.
It's incredible. No, for sure.
That was my favorite.
Let's see here. Another one that I have was conversations about rock, paper, scissors was so big for no reason. And I'm going to let all of our podcast listeners in on a little secret. If you ask someone a question before going rock, paper, scissors, they will most likely choose scissors. My usual go-to, hey, do you watch anime? And they'll answer, we go rock, paper, scissors, I go rock. I always win the first bout. And I go to play rock, paper, scissors against our dear friend Hank, Sir Boatlat himself. And he goes, okay, I'm ready. Rock, paper, scissors, wait. He puts up his finger, he walks out the door, calls the elevator, goes down the elevator, and comes back 15 minutes later with a picture of him going scissors. And I'm like, oh dog, I was going rock because I asked you if you watch anime. And he goes, no! And dies then and there.
Just combusted.
He spontaneous combustion, yeah, just then and there died. And that's still like a top moment for me.
I just think FNAF Day.
FNAF Day was
Just that Halloween
FNAF Day was a
tournament
good one, yeah.
was just so good.
I'm with you there. We played on a custom stage. It was Olimar Pit, and I was top camping with the arrows.
So sorry.
Ball jump went crazy.
Yeah.
The funniest thing about that too is that's my Switch, and so I'm looking over and I see that and I go, "What idiot made this stage?" And then it hit me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is the stage I made like the 5th day I got this game."
After that
Incredible.
was so funny.
Okay, I think we're going to move on. Stop with the reminiscing of 2023 a little bit because we still have a whole month coming up here. So when it comes to what's been a big topic recently are the side brackets. Side brackets have been so huge here.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to get your guys' opinions on what works best in a side bracket. What were your favorites of the past year? Sorry, we're not done with 2023 reminiscing just yet.
Ask that if we didn't bring it
And if we have any good ideas for ones in the future, since
I have some ideas.
Edge immediately is arms up and the biggest smile on their face as they stare me down. It's like that one Kanye picture, like the guys.
Yeah.
You know?
So
Hit me.
you want my idea?
I do.
So we all know that, I am really good at picking out goofy stages, right?
Yeah.
We get a side bracket where I pick the rule sets, and it just changes constantly. We get the Edge rule set, and also it's like legal stages. Okay, Mario Maker, Congo Falls, and then Alpharat's Portal stages.
Yeah. Are you saying like changes between games, or are you saying
No,
the rule set changes? It's just your guys' rule set is this, yours is, and it's just Edge God. I say you play on Mario Maker.
I have an equally as bad idea, and I think what we should do is we should get 3 switches and just designate those to this like a side bracket, and then you run a normal bracket, but you can only play Smashdown. And so every single set you play, you're gonna lose characters, and it's gonna be luck based on which set Hudson puts you on, because there's a chance that you run on the same set as you did before and your character's not there, but then there's a chance you go on a different setup and Sephiroth's still there.
That's really cool.
I like that one.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
Here's what I have. We dedicate a few switches per usual, and everybody that contributes to this downloads the same custom stages via online, and we have the tourney legal rule set. Have its stage list be like some of the most notorious custom stages, like Slide Fight, for example. And like Slide Fight's a counterpick, obviously.
Yep.
Alfred's Portal stages were mentioned. Little Z's stages, like Jokomon Stadium, or the Beefy Smash Dude's Ladder Smash and stuff like that. Imagine a bracket with nothing but that. I think that'd be pretty
That
heat.
would go crazy.
Yeah, that would go.
That'd be
fun.
pretty heat. Do you got any ideas, Kakarot?
Randoms.
Rant?
Okay, all I'm saying is I'm disappointed that we did the low tier bracket, and we said as like a Discord community that we were just gonna move up the next tier
And
list.
we never did.
I was
We
sad.
never did.
I got gatekept from playing my main Donkey Kong that week, and they were like, he's too good. I still would have lost probably to Smirky, but I got gatekept, and I've been waiting to play DK in our side bracket for like the past however long.
When it comes to the most memorable side brackets of 2023, my top one is low tier bracket. Low tier
Yeah.
bracket was so
Low
fun.
tier bracket was so
good.
It was so good. It had no business going as hard as it did. And asking every single time and finding out like, oh, these guys are playing the dock. Your character pool is so limited and so little people, like Beta was banned. We banned mains and
Yes.
secondaries and
Yeah.
stuff like that just for the sake of balancing.
So we didn't have
But
the
just-
Chungus and Betas going.
Yeah.
Isabelle and DDD.
Uh-huh. It was so fun. I think limiting character selection to like, oh guys, it's a Mario bracket this week. Play your favorite Mario characters or whatever.
Fire Emblem players going crazy.
Oh
right
my
now.
goodness.
You already know. You already know.
When are we getting the arms bracket?
Wait.
You can only play
Real.
arms characters.
Prince HD would win. It wouldn't be fair.
That's
He has
true.
I need to say this for the year. He has an 100% win rate on stream with Min Min. He's 5-0.
Yeah.
It's the 4 edge tag.
It's the four.
It is the 4-edge tag, yeah.
It's gotta go, yeah. It's his power. Someone get it deleted off the Switch. He'll forget it's there, I promise. Yeah, so when it comes to like what makes the side brackets really memorable and stuff, like do we have any good things in mind so that we can just kind of refer to this and we can go, hey
Yeah.
TOs, look at this conversation we had, use this as a reference, let's make side brackets awesome again. Because the other favorite that I had, Kakarot already mentioned, randubs. I think random doubles have been like incredibly
So
fun.
good.
Yeah, so like,
I think they have to be wacky enough to the point where
Oh, they
people
gotta
can
be
take
wacky.
people don't need to take them seriously enough, but they can still have fun. But like you are trying enough that like sick moments can happen and like it's still competitive.
yeah.
Like I think like squad strikes and like doubles are good examples of that because like
Yeah.
it's definitely still has that serious aspect. Like you're still playing this game. It's still the
Yeah.
characters you play, but it's that goofiness of hey look you have 3 different characters or hey look you have a partner and you guys are trying to alley-oop and you're both SDing now.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
goofiness happens.
Will you be the LeBron James to their Karl Malone? That's
I
the
think we're
rules.
also having like different games as side brackets. I know we've had
Rivals was a big one.
we've
Rivals
had
is
Rivals.
our biggest.
We've had
Yeah.
Pokken tournament was
yeah.
one.
We had
We did a
Guilty Gear
Guilty
one
Gear one week.
week.
I won that. I'm very proud of myself.
good job.
Massive.
See, the only issue with us having 2D fighting games as side brackets here is we have Ogdening it up. So
We do
like,
have Ogdening It Up,
yeah.
which people need to go to.
Yeah.
Fun fact. Shameless plug.
I went once.
I went
I
once.
have not.
Very, very
That's
good.
my
You
bad.
need to go.
I
You need to
literally-
go.
I'm right
so
here.
much fun.
Okay. Here's my like little conundrum, because it's a 2-part puzzle to making the perfect side bracket, because I think character expression is
Yeah.
very big. I think that removing options, like I joked on, oh guys, an all Mario bracket, play your Mario characters. I think that it's just too limiting. But at the same time, I think the other part that makes the most standout side brackets are those limitations, because when we all have the same pool to pick from, we're like so much more connected in like, oh, your choice in this, your choice in this. Because when it's an 86 character roster, like knowing a person's main is practically the extent of knowing their preferences, how they like to play, all these things.
I agree. I think the goal is to get them off their main, but get them off of Olimar and Luigi. That's what I'm saying. Like let them play Toon Link. That's
True.
It's Marie Antoinette, except let them play Toon Link.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like an all links bracket to me sounds so fun, and you get like, oh, what's your favorite of the 3 links? And we get to play it like it's a Nintendo Splatfest, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it feels too limiting for character expression. So it's like finding the perfect balance between the two. I think low tier bracket did it perfect. We just need a new one. So anybody listening, do your brainstorming at me when you get something, and we'll definitely make a really, really good reminiscing about 2024 best side brackets.
Yes.
That one's gonna go crazy.
Fair enough.
It's gonna go crazy. Next year, guys, Heat episode, can already tell you. Okay. After side brackets, we're gonna move on here. I have something that I wanna do. I wanna talk it over with Beta, and I wanna do monthly bets. Bets for the month of January. I'm curious to know. I don't know if there's a prize to whoever gets the closest. We can all kind of work that out and establish something as we kind of do more episodes. But when it comes to SDs on stream, that's something super easily recordable because Beta watches those.
It's a 2-man race.
Well, I'm not saying like who's the leader. I'm saying how many closest gets, like, I don't know, a bragging rights, maybe a cookie. Who knows?
Yeah.
And we can kind of do something new
You're
each
saying
time.
like just guess how many SDs
Yeah.
on
Guess how many
stream
SDs we're
throughout
gonna
the
get on
month?
Darts,
Okay,
yeah.
I was about to say who does he think has the most? Because I was gonna say it's either gonna be me or Yep missing Zero Suit down there.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that would definitely.
I'm like, I'm not on stream enough to be a contender, although I have a lot.
But when you are, those SDs are gonna impact that number. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll throw it out. I'm gonna say for the entire month
Of
we'll
January.
have 29 SDs
on stream,
on stream. 29 SDs
29.
throughout for the month. Is that
Okay.
high or low? I'm saying 29.
Okay. Oh, one second. I'm gonna add these to my note as we go. And we got our boy Cyrus saying 29 SDs on stream. I think that's a little high personally, but I mean, with you being the SD king, you know most. You and Yep know most.
I think last week alone, I SD'd 6 times.
Yeah.
Last week on stream.
And the thing is, we're getting a bunch of Yep this month.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And a bunch of
I think it might be
Cyrus, so, like-
higher. I think it might even be around like 45, but I'm lowballing it
Really?
because I think we'll be good so far.
Okay. Let's just move counterclockwise. Edge, hit me with your number. What are you thinking?
Okay, see, the thing is, are we doing prices right rules here? Can I just go a number over Cyrus or a number under?
You go under, I go over.
I'm so right that you can try.
I'm gonna really reward like accuracy on this. If that's what we're saying. If you're trying to win, then
Okay.
who
You know
knows
what?
what the reward's
I'll
gonna
go
be.
just a little bit lower, or no, I'll go with a little bit higher. I'm gonna, really highball. I'm gonna go for a 32 here.
32.
32. I'm gonna highball this a bit.
Okay.
I believe in myself though.
You
My guessing goes crazy.
You can interpret I believe in myself when encountering SDs in all the wrong ways. You're just like, I know I have it in me to bring those numbers up. I'll tank.
Every time I'm on stream, like, oops, I accidentally SD'd, guys.
You know what I should have done? I should have just not told you my answer, gone and checked the entire last week's, last month's things, and then just like averaged it out and be like, that's around what it should be.
Yeah, do that within the next 5 minutes. Do it.
I got you.
You can change your number. I'll allow you to do that.
No,
That's what I thought. Kakarot, what are you thinking?
19.
19 SDs. Okay. My number that I had ready to go from the start here was like 22 to 24-ish. I'll put it on the low ball number, or we'll say right in the middle. I say 23 SDs throughout the month. I don't think we average over 10 SDs a stream.
I think
Yeah.
we do.
Really?
With Yep and Cyrus, we do.
Yep, and Cyrus,
I think-
maybe.
I think we get a weekly Arpeggio SD. We definitely get at least 1 or 2 weekly Cyrus Yep SDs. Prince HD SDs every once in a while. Somehow, Ike's SD would snake a couple times.
Okay.
It happens.
SDs have
That's what I'm saying. Are we counting edge guards or SD? Like, I assume just SDs.
Well, like SDs.
Like something that you do kills you.
Okay.
Like you die on your own volition.
29's
like,
a perfect
I was
guess.
watching some of the highlights in preparation for like moments and stuff like that, and Yep missed a flip jump momentum cancel, so he just flew into the blast zone, and he didn't have a jump to get back, so he just down aired out there.
Yep.
Trying to edge guard, and I call that an SD. Like, no, he didn't go for the kill. Well, like
But
he
yeah.
did, but like.
Yeah, okay. I get you.
SD's on stream. We got our bets. What I'm thinking is like sending this audio bit. I'll clip it out, give it to Beta, have the highlights, and we'll record. Have Beta keep track
Just
of
in
the
the top right
scores.
corner, there's
Yeah, scores in the highlights, and we can kind of at real time.
Are we gonna go for January this month?
Yeah, that's what I was
This
thinking.
month, within the month of
This month's
January,
January.
This
all
month.
of January. The second, if it's a February 1st tournament, cut off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we should
Awesome.
have 4 tournaments, maybe 5.
There we go. Okay. And we're getting pretty close to the end of the episode here. Done a lot of reminiscing. But when it comes to looking forward for Weber State Smash, what are your guys' keeping in mind? I have a few like side, things to go down. Like who has potential, how's the dynamic between top 8 gonna change? But does anybody have anything that like maybe I didn't think of? Because who could have seen Weber State Smash blowing up as much as
Yeah.
it did?
Who do you think is gonna drop their main next?
Who do you think's the next main drop?
Oh, that's
I just say Kofu. I think I'd put Kofu.
Really?
I don't know if I can say Kofu.
I'm not saying
think he will
Kofu.
stick with the brawler.
I don't know. I think Kofu's the kind of person who'll play a lot of different characters for fun, and then he'll kind of have the same ones that he plays in bracket. But I think if he like experimented a bit more and found one that like he really liked, I think he'd definitely do it.
He did experiment with Wario a little
Oh,
bit.
for a
Well, that's what I'm saying.
while.
But like if he kept going with Wario, like even more, I don't know. I haven't seen Kofu, like his character.
The thing is, I don't see Kofu main dropping. I think Kofu is really like hand in hand with Game & Watch. He has a lot of his stuff hardwired to Game & Watch options.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I have confidence that he can break it, but he's placing really well, and I don't think he's having a bad time. Like, I'm a Sephiroth player. I hate my main. I want to get off of him. You're a ZSS player, Cyrus. Of course, you want to get off your main. He's having the best time on Game & Watch. Like, yes, he can. I don't think he's willing to.
Resident Glue Eater character. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. If it's main drop, it has to be a solo main, right? Because like, Yep, I see Yep dropping ZSS, but I don't think it'd be too much of a main change to say that he plays more Ness.
Yeah, I don't think Yep would ever main drop. I think he would kind of just like play another character a bit more, and then if that worked more, he'd just play less Zero Suit, because like he only plays Zero Suit for matchups, not like.
You know what's a crazy
Things.
2024 shot in the dark for main change? Legume.
Really?
I think it's like what's in my mind right now. Highest chance, I think Legume can realistically drop Greninja, and he's a solo Greninja player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that he might. So that's kind of my dartboard spaghetti to the wall, see what sticks. I like this question, Cyrus. What do you think, Kakarot, for main drop?
I think it's Skurdoink.
Skurdoink. You think he drops the K rule?
Yeah, drops the K rule. Well, maybe drops the Incineroar.
His main's K rule.
Is more of a he did play Incineroar a lot more though than the K rule. He only really pulled it out against me after I beat his Incineroar with my Cloud.
Yeah.
Of course, that could also be a matchup thing because I play Min Min. He's never gonna play the Incineroar.
See,
against
I'm thinking. The more I'm thinking about this question, the more I realize that we do not have a lot of solo main people at this.
We don't.
I think there are maybe I could probably count on one hand the amount of people that play one character and only one character.
Yeah.
In bracket.
Yeah.
Because even when Beta needs it, he's got the Mario Pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the Mario Pocket, and we've talked about him and DDD being cutest couple, right?
Yeah.
Barely. The only other. It's hard to call Kakarot a solo main, seeing you pull out Cloud as much as
Yeah,
you do.
no, Kakarot-
Ike till
pulled
you.
out the Falcon.
Yeah,
You've pulled out
the
Falcon too,
Falcon,
yeah.
the Falco.
It's like Ike till you die, but at the same time, you have those fallbacks, and I think playing more of those fallbacks doesn't mean that you're not an Ike main anymore.
Well, how many do we have? I'd say like Tendo, Ike,
Snow.
Tendo, Ike.
Snow,
Popper.
Popper. That's 4.
Yeah.
And then like
Is Boat a
I don't think
solo
Snow's not a solo main.
no,
No,
I
'cause
thought
Snow-
she
'cause
plays
doesn't she
Min
also-
Min and Sonic and Me Gunner.
Yeah.
That's
I thought I heard Snow. I thought I heard someone say Snow.
I said Snow.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you
but
said
I
Snow?
don't
I don't
think
think
I
so.
don't think Snow's in there.
And
Yeah.
like solo Min Min for you.
No, I play Min Min, but I heavily flirt with the Sonic, and then like either the Mii Sword Fighter or the Sora or whatever.
I'd say I was solo Sephiroth at one point, but now I'm like
Yeah,
far
that's what I'm
from.
saying.
Like earlier in the
I
year,
think
I was
most people
definitely
like
solo
were
Min
solo
Min.
ins to start, and then they realized like, no, this is
Somni does solo Peach, right?
yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Somni's a solo
That's
Peach
four.
player.
So I can't even say like Ajizu for the solo take because he plays Richter
Yeah,
as
because
well now.
yeah,
I think every single person here basically plays 1 or 2 character, like 2 or 3 characters, like
pretty proficiently.
almost
yeah.
always.
Which is like really cool. I like seeing that. When it comes to players with potential, who do you think's on the rise for 2024?
I have some.
You got someone?
I
Give me-
got a few off the top of my head.
give me
right?
the tea.
I think Snow could do a lot better this year.
You think
I want to see her climb. I think it'd be really fun to see. Maybe I'm a little biased because she plays Sonic and Min Min. Guess what? But I think it'd be really cool to see another player of those characters rise up from the ranks, and I think she could really do it. I think she has a good chance. I think me and you have a good chance. Not to throw myself in the ring right there, but
Yeah.
we have had. I can't even count the amount of conversations like, okay, this is what we should do to improve. Like, let's go.
Dude, the
go.
drives home go crazy.
The drive homes go crazy. So,
Yeah.
so I definitely think me and you.
I
could be
still
on that.
vividly remember the first week that Snow came, and I swept house. And I'd call Snow a better. It's hard to call. Snow's better at their characters than I am.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I'm a better Smash player, but Snow's better at their characters for sure. The only reason at this point I'd ever win against their Sonic is because they don't know how to play against Flare, which
Yeah.
is a really dumb way to lose. So the second they learn one of the easiest things, in my opinion, for Sephiroth, like I lose that there too. I agree with you on the Snow pick for sure.
Yeah, and then another little bit of bias, but my personal student Ajizu.
Ajizu.
I want him.
We
I
keep
don't know if
talking
he will
Ajizu.
improve, but I need him to improve. I want him to improve.
He's a Toon Link player.
Yeah.
I don't shut up about my 3 favorite characters. I bring it up too often. It's Lucas, it's Toon Link, it's Wario, not
Yeah.
in any particular order. And like not to watch any of this stuff, they're just my favorites and I love them, and anytime I see them, I'm happy. Ajizu's a Toon Link player. And a good one at that too.
Yeah.
He's just got to learn a little bit more fundamental stuff, and he can really shoot
Yeah.
for sure.
Alright.
Um,
Who do
I've
you
al-
guys think?
I've already mentioned mine. I think Somni could like really
Somni
jump
could
up.
go
I have
crazy.
like 5 that I was gonna say, and
Yeah?
I think almost every single person here will improve a lot. I think Somni, Popper, and Coleoman are probably the other 3.
Oh, Coleoman could.
Coleoman, like
He's already pretty good, but like he could skyrocket.
he's online grinding.
Oh yeah.
he's
a Wi-Fi warrior right
Uh huh.
now.
He played against ESAM in an online tournament. He's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool flex
Yeah, yeah.
moment. But yeah, I pretty most consistently just like play here, and then when I'm doing friendlies with like Prince and Cyrus, and that dude plays a lot of Smash. For as much as I see him in a VC in the Discord, he plays a lot of
Oh yeah.
Smash.
Yeah, as the person who probably grinds with him the most, the last couple of times I've played with him, he's gotten way better. And so if that's like the way he's gonna play for like this entire year,
Oh, that would be
he's
so
gonna play
hype.
way better.
Do you got any others off the top of your head? You said you had a lot of rack
I
off.
said 5, so I said us 4, Somni,
Popper,
Coleoman. I don't know. There's like I want like Doc Hunt to show up again. Like,
Dude, I'd love
I-
Doc
like-
Hunt.
For Doc Hunt.
Yeah.
One of
Yeah.
the first players
Dude,
I
he's on that med
commentated.
school grind though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I know, but like I
Just
want to play
flunk
him
out.
so bad.
Who cares?
Just
about,
flunk.
Who cares about school when
And
you
then-
have
I don't
Duck
know.
Hunt?
Class rhymes with ass, and awesome rhymes with smash. So what can I say?
True.
It writes itself.
Yeah.
What about you, Kakarot? Who do you think's on the rise for 2024?
I'm going to go out there and say the GOAT Beta.
You think Beta goes even
I
higher?
think
I think Beta
will
might.
go even higher.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
fair.
I could see that.
I just think the hardest thing is he
He plays DDD.
well like he plays DDD and then there's like 4 people here that like there's 2 people here that play Zero Suit. There's one that plays Game & Watch. There's one that used to play Fox, and then there's 2 Steves, a Snake.
Yeah.
And so it's
Maybe,
like,
the-
the DDD stocks are not good at Weber, but like with
Yeah.
Beta,
Yeah.
now they're through the roof.
Another person that I have to mention, which might just be my bracket bias showing because I get to fight a lot against these people a lot. I think Pug King has a ton of potential.
Yeah.
Pug King's way up there in like
I know.
like both gatekeeping and just being right out of the scope
Yeah.
of like top performers. I think he's a really good one. Are there any others that we're like leaving out?
I think Tendo too. I think Tendo, because like, I think his Joker is getting way better. Like every single week I play him, it's so much better. I wouldn't say it's like players that are like kind of like come out of nowhere like
Yeah.
weird thing, but I would say Tendo's going to improve a ton.
Tendo's definitely a slow burn of a player. Like he's not someone that has a breakout performance. He's someone that's
Well, I
like
know, yeah.
consistent.
Well,
He's
like
consistent.
from him dropping Fox to playing Joker, he was seeded like first or second every single tournament, and he got like 7th like 3 weeks in a row, and then out of nowhere he's top 2 like the last 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely beyond the rise for sure. And I guess this perfectly segues into how we think the top 8 dynamic is going to change. If we
yeah.
think there's anybody that's going to like come up, more controversial and more fun. If we think anybody's going to fall off,
Yeah.
does anybody fall? You
I
sigh
don't know.
and then like adjust, and I'm like, you just said you're on the rise.
I know,
though.
I'm not.
I knew that was what was going through your head.
Yeah.
It's just like it's me. It's me.
Yeah, I think I've been playing really lately, but I think the top 8 is weird because we have like, I think the last time I counted, there's like 17 people that regularly get top 8. It's just that the attendance is the determining factor, and so whether or not we have like the Doc Huns, the J24s, the Valiants, the Smirkies, the
Yeah.
Yeps, the Tendos, they show up, it changes the outlook so much. Like the Frosties, the Chongus.
Yeah.
And so depending on who shows up, I would say it's like that's different, but I would say people that would be on the rise, I would again say you and Popper would probably be the main 2. Because,
Really? Okay.
Mostly because of your attendance, that you 2 are here almost every week, and so I would say you guys have the most chance to like raise and have an amazing breakout tournament, because you've had multiple times where you've had like crazy days. Like that Extra Life tournament, you were playing so good.
I beat J24.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a J24 win. Yeah. One for me, I personally, if he comes a little more often, he's a few changes away, Diora.
You're so
I think
right.
Diora is like, I think he's already a top 8er in like mindset. I think he just needs to be a top 8er in practice.
I think the hardest thing was Diora was a top 8er for the longest time, and then we got so much more attendance, and he stopped coming a lot of the time.
Yeah.
That like he wasn't as practiced, and everyone else got so much better, and then he's been like experimenting with like Joker and Pithra and like
Yeah.
other characters. But like if he like grinded and like came to a lot more and was like again like the same kind of consistent with being at the tournaments, yeah, he's easy top 8 a lot of the time.
Yeah. He's kind of in a similar boat when it comes to like my chart for improvement, because I have Sephiroth down, I need the game down. I don't think there's anything Diora does to be a better Robin.
Yeah.
They just need to be a
Yeah.
better player, and with character diversifying and stuff, it gives a good avenue to gain that experience. And I think putting that like practical knowledge into play would like be game changing for him. Yeah. What's
How
your
about you
take
two?
on
Okay, what's my take?
on a top 8er?
So,
2024.
so Hudson's gonna start making top 8.
Oh my, you're so right.
That's
You're
my
so-
It's all right.
Yeah.
So true. Speak your truth.
Beta's gonna make top 8 his first tournament, honestly.
As soon
Dude.
as Beta comes to his first tournament, top 8.
For sure.
Yeah. Gosh, any actual guesses though? I could see more people who've like been here longer, because I'm guessing we're gonna start getting a lot more entrants. Because like,
Yes.
you know, like I know at least Roy High School. I'm not a student there anymore. I'm still in the Discord for some. They won't let me leave.
Hey, I'm the same with New Aims.
Yeah,
I'm just like
yeah.
Farmington.
So
No
I know
way.
I know
Love
a bunch
that.
of them want to start like a lot of the newbies want to start coming and stuff. So we're gonna have a lot more players showing up, and I could see like us who are like in that kind of region where like you're scuffing, you're almost top 8, you've made a top 8 a couple of times. Those players could start rising up and getting top 8 more and
Yeah.
more, with the newbie fodder kind of going out, and then like some other players not being able to show up as much. Diora was mentioned. Smirky has gone MIA.
Doc Hunt
Yep's
is
finally
also
showing up.
MIA.
With
Doc Hunt as well,
Hunt.
yeah.
So yeah, so with a lot of these big hitters kind of not being able to show up a lot more because of life and just growing up and everything, and more newbies coming in, I think these players who are like on the cusp are gonna end up going into top 8.
Yeah, with you saying that high school scene, that's one of my favorite things. As someone who started when I first came here, I was a high school student, and now I'm a Weber student on the team, and so and I also want to plug kind of we have a high school tournament somewhere this year, but I love that we have all the community at this place, that we have all the people that have been on the team, off of the team, like older people that have lives that show up every once in a while, and then all of the high school people. It seems so good.
We don't have a demographic. It's just people who play Smash.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's amazing. I'm with you there. And you talking about high schoolers, like a new wave of high schoolers would be really crazy to get here too, because I remember the first week that like a lot of them started showing up, mostly being like Amani, Legume, Edge being one of them as well. Like it was the highlights, like thumbnail is like the high schoolers come in, and that's when Frosty like came in, and he was like the one standout of everybody. The dude was like 15 and sweeping house.
I think it's weird that every single time Frosty's been, like, basically me and Frosty haven't been at a tournament like together for a while, and it was so weird because for the first 2 months that we had been at Weber tournaments together, we had played 11 some odd sets within 2 months. It was crazy.
Yeah. I think that another high school wave would be really cool to see.
That'd be really fun. I just want to see more new faces, more new characters.
That's something.
I just don't want the Olimar main to show up.
Don't want the Hey, listen, Pug King's got a really hot Olimar. Don't mention Olimar in front of him. Don't put it in his mind.
No.
That's what. Hey, like I'm saying, he plays too many characters. Let's see here. Do you think that there's going to be any new, not players, but characters to look out for? Because Weber State kind of has Weber State kind of has its favorites, right? Being like Sheik ZSS.
I was going to say,
are
I
like
think we're
way
going
up
to see
there.
way more Sheik.
You think more Sheik starts to break through?
See, my thing is, right, so I know a couple of players who are like wanting to show up and stuff. Do we start reflecting the pro scene? Do we start getting even more cringe camp characters?
I don't think so.
Does it finally
We have
start
one Steve
trickling
player.
in? But we have a Steve. We have like 1.5. There's Coleoman.
That's true.
We have 1.5 Steve players. We have a couple of Min-Mins, some Sonics sprinkled in there and stuff. But like, I know it's mainly like those rushdown characters. But like, do we end up seeing a renaissance with like more of those like cringe Nene baby zoners?
I think we're going to get more like Clouds and Palus and Jokers. That's what I think.
Like a lot of those fundamental characters that people would claim.
I'm surprised no one here plays Lucina. Because
Oh yeah.
I mean,
We
B's
have
been
B.
kind of absent.
Oh.
We do have B, but I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah. Last time I saw him, he was selling me a Kazuya amiibo.
yeah.
Oh man, I miss B. B's really
he
cool.
needs to come more. I love B.
Let's see here. I literally just had something in mind. You were talking about how it'd be cool to see the Weber State kind of reflect the top player scene, with Let's Make Big Moves just happening and Tweak taking the tournament. Dylan is like officially taking the biggest step back. Like we know that he's been super distant from Smash Valiant, but he like announced straight up like, hey guys, like I think it'd be really cool to get a resident like super hot Diddy player.
That would be
I think
sick.
that's possible.
As someone who hates that character, but I think Diddy Kong's a really fun character to play and stuff. I just hate playing against that character. But yeah, I think more character diversity from people that show up be really cool.
Well, I mean,
For
I
sure.
might have a Kirby player coming to bracket
Really?
more often, so like. And that's the thing, that's something. Are we going to see more low tiers?
Low tiers would be really cool to see.
We already have
Little
like
Mac players
4
come.
low tiers and
We
But-
do
oh,
have some
every
low
week.
tier heroes.
Because that's the thing, at a locals level, like we're at right here, where it's kind of like this mix of like mid and some high level, that's like a low tier breeding ground. Like everyone's gonna be like, yo, I could actually, win with Kirby, and could get top 8.
Because when he's here, we got Chungu, we got Kakarot piloting Ike, we got the Beta DDD
have
for
so
sure.
many K rules.
So many.
We do have so
rules.
many K rules.
Got
But
the
all of the
choosy-
K rules play Pithra.
That's so funny too.
Yeah.
That every single K roll plays Pithra.
Yeah. And then there's one K3.
Well, he doesn't play K roll anymore, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he matured.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say we'll see more Little Mac players.
Really?
That would be fun.
Yeah.
You think so? It's been a while since I've seen Mark Zuckerberg at a tournament. I've seen him at like a lot of the friendly get-togethers when he joins
Yeah.
Aegis, because I know that they're brothers.
Yeah.
A Mac would be really funny to see. I remember Beta having the Mac phase.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because it was funny. He goes like, man, I have this character that's kind of really silly. This was while he still played Mario, right?
Yes.
And I go, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Like, it's, some dick joke or whatever. And I played Lucario. I was playing Lucario at the time. This was while I was a solo Seth main, and he played Mac. And
Awful.
Say, the last,
So bad.
yeah.
speaking of bad Mac matchups, the last time I saw one here, I remember his gamer tag, but Tristan.
Yeah!
When he pulls out the
He's
little
a
Mac
hero.
to counterpick my Min.
The Fry!
That was so much fun!
Dude, the Fry is the crazy.
Fry.
He went 2-2 at his first tournament
Yep.
playing on Joy-Cons as
Dang.
Bowser, and when he lost his Bowser to Edge, he counterpicked Little Mac. He counterpicked Little Mac, and after he got 0-2'd, he said, "Dude, that was so much fun.
I love
That was
Fry.
awesome." As he got invalidated the entire
Little Mac
time.
players are playing their own game. That's
dude,
all I'm gonna say.
Little Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another character that I think would be kind of cool to see. I want to see a Mega Man.
I got you.
You got me?
I got you.
Have we even had a Mega Man player?
Yes.
No.
We've had one week.
Really?
Popper's cousin plays Mega Man.
Oh, really?
And I remember because me and him played Mega Man Dittos for like a solid hour before
That's
the tournament.
fun.
Well, I play Mega Man and Smash Flash, so like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually really like Mega Man.
The venue's getting a little louder, so I'm gonna start wrapping things up. When it comes to 2024, what's a general wish list that you want? Because I'll start off the ball. I think player cams would be cool.
Player cams
I
would
got.
be good, yeah.
I will bring a player cam. I can fulfill that wish. I brought a good mic so we can have better, we can have more commentators. There won't be like scuffed mics anymore. Everyone will be the
Yeah.
same. I'll consistently, if we want to bring a scuffed webcam, we can do that too.
Yeah, do we got any just more like niche wants like that, just for the quality of life of Smash?
I don't know how we could do it, but I would love both a commentator cam and a player cam. So like maybe during actual gameplay we have the player cam, but then
Yeah.
like we had the Extra Life event, we can switch
Yes.
over to us.
Okay,
We have a stream key.
Because I
That's what I
know
would
Prince
love
HD also has offered to bring webcam, so we
We-
can see about that.
Yeah.
My thing, I want us to dual stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same
Yes,
time.
that
Because
would
I
be
think
great.
I think it'd be so much easier for beta. I think it'd be maybe we get more viewers and it'd do stuff.
That's
Maybe
how I
more
can
stuff
get my
like that.
grandma to watch.
That's-
She doesn't
yeah.
know what a
That's
Twitch
sick.
is, but she knows YouTube.
For sure. Kakarot, any general wish lists? Something for Santa to bring by the end of 2024? Maybe your birthday if you're nice enough?
I don't really have anything to add.
No?
Everyone's basically done.
Modded Switch.
Modded Switch would go
Modded
crazy.
Switch.
More
The
modern
thing, the fact that we
might
made
be
it,
able to fulfill that in middle of September.
the fact that we made it themed, the fact it was the Halloween,
It-
so
yeah, it was
everybody
so
had to be in
perfect.
costume. It was so perfect. Yeah.
I think
We're just wrapping up.
No, I'm just coming to listen.
Yeah. Well, we were like I said, the venue's getting a little louder, which means it is time to sign off for the first episode of Weber State Smashculation. It's a working title, but what's working even harder are the players that we got here before you. I can promise I'm trying harder for 2024. I'm
trying
sweating.
less.
I'm
Except for on the mic.
Except for on the mic.
You're
Hey,
so
we love
right.
that. Let's just around the table sign offs. Any final remarks? Let's bring over the tradition for the Weber State stream.
I don't know what to say. I don't know.
Yeah?
We're probably gonna have I want to see how today goes. After all this being said, I want to see how much we self-fulfill this today, because I think that'd be really funny.
Dude, hey, Mercury is in retrograde, right?
Yeah.
I'm manifesting.
I wonder. I think half of what we've said today will come true already.
Yeah?
It's gonna be really funny.
Yeah.
Let's hit it with Edge. Final
So,
thoughts.
Final thoughts. I just hope, like we said, we get that another high schooler renaissance would go crazy, more character diversity, and and if we get those Smirky Kofu Grand Finals again, I want to start seeing ship fan art of Palu and Game & Watch.
Yeah. Bring out the Tumblr art.
Yeah.
Bring out 4chan. I'd love that. Kakarot, final remarks.
Mario Kart.
Dude, that's so true. I think moral of the story for this episode is come to Weber State. I'm gonna love to rotate this and have this be a passion project, much like the highlights are for beta. We'll get some new people playing, hopefully same as here, seen in the highlights, and the community's thriving. It's at the best it's ever been. So until next time, I'm Arpeggio,
I'm Cyrus.
I'm Edge.
I'm Kakarot.
and we're gonna be signing off. Thank you for joining.